Hello everyone, welcome to LexTalk World Talk Show presented by Clickaway Creators. Today we have Justina Lewa with us. Justina is a partner in the law firm of Chapitre LLP, and she is the immediate past company secretary and chief legal counsel of Sterling Bank. She's also a member of several professional bodies, including the Nigerian Bar Association, NVA section on business law, the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, and Institute of Writers of Nigeria. So let's talk to her straight and get some more information. So hello, Justina. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello. I'm delighted to be here.
We are equally delighted. So, Justina, so now that we are still in between the pandemic, so I'd like to ask you, the pandemic saw some courts begin moving towards more remote proceedings and availability. Is this sustainable and a possible way to increase access to justice, in your opinion?
Yes. In the heat of the COVID in 2020, a lot of businesses were shut down because of lockdowns, quarantines, and limited movement from one place to the other. And so organizations and businesses, including our law firm, all over the world, had to come up with innovative ways of continuing with their business. And so for those in the developing countries like Nigeria, it wasn't so easy because we do not have infrastructure in place to continue virtually or to start doing things technologically. Not all firms and not all businesses were digitalized. So the pandemic had to bring about or force us to adopt technology to continue. For developed economies, they already have the infrastructure. So all they did was just to switch. And so we were not able to start on time. However, we did start because courts, especially in some states in Nigeria, like Lagos State, where I have my business and I practice, they were able to take some motions, or deliver judgments virtually. So there were virtual hearings. And for Lagos State in particular, even before the pandemic, they have started keying into technology because we have what we call the front loading of court processes through electronic filing. So it is not totally strange. And some businesses held their annual general meetings virtually. The regulators understood and granted permission for all of those to be held virtually. And life continued. So if you say, is this sustainable? I will say yes, with adequate infrastructure. Because all we need to do now, our governments and different businesses need to invest in technology because that is the future of business. Technology is it, and we have seen it. So maybe the pandemic, on another hand, has brought us to recognize the fact that it can't be business as usual. You have to invest in technology to be able to move forward and to enhance your business and service delivery. So will this enhance access to justice? Yes, with technology, everything is faster. Everything is faster. What would have taken you weeks to do, you can do in a day or a matter of few hours. So I think that is the way to go. We should all invest in technology and then be able to carry on with our businesses, COVID or no COVID. Thank you.
All right. Now, moving forward, in the era of legal technology, what are the most commonly used tools for you?
Okay, so technology is it, like I explained earlier, that we all need to invest in technology to leverage it to be able to deliver quality services to our clients. And so how do you leverage technology? You do this by getting some apps. So for a lawyer, for instance, a smartphone is very important. You must have an Android or an iPhone. And why do I say this? Because you want to be able to reach your client on the go. When your client calls you or sends you an email, you want to be able to respond on the go. It is not until you get to your office or to your desktop before you can engage your client. So the basic thing is to have a smartphone as a lawyer. So I have that. That is helping me a lot. Next is Google. I use Google a lot, especially to confirm certain subjects where I need to answer my client on the go. I will just Google and you see a whole lot of material come up on the subject that you're looking for. So Google is important for me. I consult it a lot. And for a law firm, you need to be able to have a software that takes care of all the firm's needs in a unified platform. So if you have a practice management software, it will help with the services that you render to your clients, and that will give you a leverage over and above other firms who do not invest in technology. And technology is one of the ways that you can differentiate yourself, apart from the legal knowledge that you already have. Technology is one other way that you can differentiate yourself from other firms and from other lawyers, because you will be able to leverage on it to serve your clients efficiently and effectively. The next thing is Law Pavilion. This in Nigeria is a legal research tool. So it gives you access on mobile and on the WhatsApp. And it is not so expensive. All lawyers can invest in purchase or in that Law Pavilion, so that you'll be able to do extensive research on any subject that you wish. As an in-house counsel, I don't ever forget that there are apps now that help us with board meetings. And you can organize yourself properly. Instead of your directors carrying bulky files that they're going for board meetings, all of it can be put in one app, and they can use it to make their comments, to note their comments, whatever they wish to discuss at the meetings. And you too can use it to type your minutes. So instead of your minutes taking 2 weeks, 1 month for it to be ready, it is a matter of days. You can do it in 2 days, in 3 days. While the meeting is going on, you can be typing. So for me, I used the onboard. That's just one out of so many that are available. Then the Dropbox. The Dropbox is very important for me in the sense that you can store confidential files and documents. This is a cloud-based software where you store your documents and files. So the issues of my computer has crashed, my laptop is not working, does not arise. You can always go there to get your files for your use. So those are some of the key platforms, legal technology platforms that I use and that I find very useful. Thank you.
All right, eventually, even I am a big fan of Dropbox, and Google is equally important for each and everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So as you all know that time is money in any profession, and in legal it's most of all. So how do you ensure to make the best use of time as a lawyer?
Okay, you know, there's an old adage that says that time is money, and what that adage is telling us is that we should spend our time wisely by doing positive things and be productive. So as a lawyer, I have 1,000 and many things I want to do. So 24 hours looks like 10 hours. And each time you are racing against time. So how do you battle satisfying your clients, solving problems as a leader, coping with family demands, and at the same time keeping fit, because you need some extracurricular activities to keep fit and mentally alert. So what I do is I ensure I prioritize some of my tasks. And as a matter of fact, I keep a to-do list. And this I have done from of old. And even in my days as company secretary and chief legal counsel, I've always maintained a to-do list. So I tick off as I complete each task. And some of these tasks I keyed into a calendar, a Google calendar that reminds me, so that I don't spend too much time on a particular task, and to enable me to accomplish as much as I can do in a day. So, but to put it in proper perspective, I will say I use 60% of my time on conceptual tasks, and that is on strategy. I continue to think, how do we achieve this? How do I meet this client? We have set goals in the firm, and so I keep thinking, how do we do some certain things to achieve those goals that we have set for ourselves? So I spend 60% of my time coming with the strategies. If, for instance, we are prospecting a client, I need to think how we will meet that client, how we will be able to reach the client to get the business that we want from the client. So 60% of my time is spent doing that. 30% of my time is spent grooming our subordinates and mentoring the young ones, because we also know and we're aware that we have to have succession planning in place. We will not always be there. So the younger ones are the ones who will take over from us. So if you don't build them, your business will die when you are no more or when you are very old. So we have the young ones that we're mentoring. So I spend 30% of my time doing that. So I give them some of my tasks for them to use so that they can go through the learning curve and get to understand what the business is all about. Then 10% of the time is on technical tasks, like maybe I'll have to review agreements and other things that are technical. So by and large, that is how I spend my time. Thank you.
Great, great. So now I would like to ask you, what is your focus as you work to grow your law firm and your corporate service consultancy?
Okay, to grow a law firm is no small feat, particularly those who start the law firm. As you are aware, I have been in-house. I just joined this law firm as a partner. So my reason for joining is to bring to them my experience and my skills from the background that I'm coming from. And what is my responsibility? I am supposed to ensure that we have seamless workflow, to ensure that we have adequate resources, both human and material resources, to ensure that we deliver excellent services to our clients, and to leverage on technology. And so I believe that if we get this right, our law firm will grow. Not forgetting the fact that branding is also very key. So we focus on branding. I also focus on branding. And what is branding? It is all about your identity, the identity of your firm, your values. So for instance, our logo, the colors should be consistent. Once you see our logo, like your LexTalk World logo, we know that this is LexTalk logo. Your website, how easy is it for your clients to navigate? That we also ensure that when our clients get to our website, they have all the information that they want. They don't have to call us to know that this is what the firm specializes in. So specialization, I'm getting to another point that we focus on. Specialization is very key for us. We're 3 partners. One specializes in litigation advocacy. The other one, capital markets, public sector, intellectual property, and real estate. And then I focus on company secretarial, corporate governance, mediation, and I'm building my skills right now in arbitration. So I believe that with specialization, we'll be able to achieve the aim of our firm, and that specialists will attract more clients in their area of expertise. So if somebody is looking to anything or wants something done in the area of intellectual property, I mean, if they come to our firm, we have a whole section and a partner that can lead that. So I think specialization is good, is key. It can help to grow the firm.
Okay, and how do you ensure that you have happy clients and manage client expectations?
Okay, as explained earlier, I said that one has to have a smartphone. It keeps coming up. And why does this keep coming up? Because these days, nobody comes to your office. People like to communicate via the phone or emails. So you must have a phone that you can respond to your client on the go or wherever you are. And when your client calls you, you have to be responsive. So if he calls or he or she calls and you couldn't take the call at the time that the client called, you should respond immediately. Or, in the smartphone, there's a facility that you can easily say, can't talk to you now, we'll return your call shortly. So that the client knows that at least you have acknowledged the fact that they have called you. And then immediately thereafter, you respond. So when you return clients' call on time and you are responsive, your clients will be happy with you. And I also think that as lawyers, we should be empathetic. So your clients get to know that if you are empathetic, he'll be happy with you because you put yourself in their shoes all the time, not only as a lawyer, but the fact that you can help them to do some certain things and you are happy with them when they are happy. For instance, when they are celebrating their birthdays, if you know their birthdays, you can celebrate with them. In Nigeria, where I practice, landmark birthdays like 50, 60, 70, 80 are very key. And so if you have a client who is turning 60 and you show up at their birthday or you send them a small gift, a present or a card to say happy birthday, they'll be very happy with you. And if you understand the client's business, you can also give some pro bono advisory services. For instance, if there's a new regulation and the client is not aware and you do an analysis of that regulation and you forward to the client to know which areas he's likely to be penalized if he does not stick to the regulation or does not obey some certain clauses of the regulation, then the client will probably not be fully aware and will be penalized. But when you give the client that advice, then you bring that knowledge to the client will be happy with you and will always come back to you for more work. And therefore, the client will be happy. The clients will remember you and will remember the firm.
Okay, that was very beautifully explained. And now thank you so much for sharing such great insights with us. And we look forward to having a chat with you again in the future on some other training topics in the international legal space. So for our viewers, if you like this chat with Justina Lewa, please like and share this video as much as you can. And also subscribe to Clickaway Creators YouTube channel to appreciate what we do. And you have more coming from us. So this is Nikhil from LexTalk World signing off.